Hey, good morning. This is Lana Ray with Later in Life Network. And this morning, while I've got a few minutes doing the spark driving thing, there are slow times. I've been doing some thinking on, once again, relationships and the dating process. And one of the things that I have found that's really a big deal, but you don't always know it until you really time goes by. But I've listened to so many dating coaches and stuff on YouTube, and I understand that there are people that you're going to run into that I would say have kind of some mental illness. I think some of these extreme things that we're dealing with narcissism and where they're lying to you, or they're playing like they're someone else and they're really not that person, or these extreme name calling things where we've labeled. I don't think they're, and I could be wrong. I just don't think they're the high volume, high percentage of people that you're going to run into. I'm not saying you're not going to run into people that have some personality quirks, and they might exhibit some things that you don't like. Just the same as there's going to be like men that don't like things about me. I mean, that's normal. That's normal. Where's the normal dating stuff? I think there's still a bunch of us out there. We're wanting something real. We're wanting something, companionship. We're wanting to do life with someone and just be honest and open and real. And is it that difficult to find that person for you? I don't know. I don't know, but well, I have like 2 or 3 things here that I've just noticed about spending too much time on listening to people. I don't really consider myself a dating coach. I just am giving my personal experiences. But I mean, there's some people, they're just getting deeper and deeper and deeper in teaching on it, and I think that it's more of I don't know what it is. I I I think that we can make it too difficult. I think we're making dating and finding someone too difficult. We have too much high expectations of someone right off the bat. And we're also, we're not looking at ourselves enough. I think that we really need to be looking at ourselves. How are you coming across to the men? I'm talking to ladies, to the men that you're, meeting. I mean, how are you coming across? Are you being real? Are you playing a game? Are you trying to make a good impression? I'm not saying that we don't naturally want to do that, but there's a difference on how far are you going with that. I mean, trying to impress someone or trying to make a good impression, are you going too far away from who you are? Because he's going to find out. And this is what creates the problems when the guy does it and when the girl does it. But I think sometimes we've been so um, kind of bombarded with everybody's opinion on, oh, you shouldn't do this, and oh, don't tell him that, and you'll run him off, and I don't know. I think the sooner you can share your real life with someone, I mean, like, share the stuff that you've done that is good, share the stuff that you did in your past that was not so good, talk about it, see how they, I mean, if they just turn off completely, then just move on. You don't have to make this difficult. He's not the only guy out there. There's thousands of them out there. I just believe that we can make it too scary, too, like this one guy we're trying to impress, and, they were cute on the dating app, and so we're like, oh, I'd really like to learn about him. Well, you may not like what you hear from him. And you may not get enough true information from him very quickly. But I think if you initiate this with someone, if you say, I want to right off the bat, I mean, let's talk a little bit and see if we've got enough in common here to even talk deeper. I wouldn't share all my deep stuff with anybody right off the bat. If the conversation naturally goes there and you don't get a weird feeling that they're trying to dig something out of you, or they're covering up something, I mean, I think that we need to trust God more, God in us, to give us that, warning, something's not right here, just move on. Or it could be, just listen to him, let him talk for a while. Guys, really, the ones I've met, the majority of them, they want to tell you stuff. Especially later in life, these men that have lived life, they may have been hurt multiple times, or they may have done things that they're, wish they hadn't have done. And, you're going to run into a lot of things, but I think you need to let them talk for a while, and you need to be patient with people. I think sometimes we're just not patient enough. Why not? What's the hurry? Stop being in a hurry to get somewhere soon. I had this tendency at first, and it's really stupid. It's a stupid idea. But when you're later in life and you're hitting, like I'm just now past my mid-60s, and you're like, I need to get on with this. Well, then I start thinking, get on with what? I mean, I'm living life today. Are we not living life? I mean, do you think that your life's going to be so different when you meet somebody? Like all of a sudden they're just going to rush you off. You're going to move to the beach, and and then that's when this wonderful life begins. I mean, that's an illusion, guys. That's your Harlequin romance nightmare. I'd call it a nightmare, because it's just stupid. Life's not going to work that way. And if for some reason you've had that fantasy relationship and you're off in, I give it a couple years or something. I mean, I'm sorry. You may be fine forever. I don't know. I usually think when it's that kind of weirdly good, something's wrong somewhere. Someone's giving way too much. Someone's putting up with a lot. It'll come crashing down. You settled in for something. And yeah, I mean, we're all different. So everybody has to make choices. Everybody gets to decide what they're going to do. But I'm for, right in the beginning, You know yourself well enough to where you're fine without any of them. Be confident enough in who you are and your relationship with God and listening to Holy Spirit and following Jesus. That should keep you busy enough. That should keep you busy enough, and it'll also keep you sane. It'll keep your mental health. This is what will keep your mental health. You know, he will keep you healed when you stay focused on what he says and what the word says, and be able to apply that in your life and know that you're special no matter what anybody thinks. You're special to him, and he knows you, and his whole thing is to get you where you need to be in your life before you move on to a different life. And I believe that, anyway, I'm chasing rabbits here, but I mean, it's a good one, I think. With too many YouTubers claiming to know relationships and all the right things to do and say and how to navigate, it can put you in such a what I call protection mode, where you're constantly protecting yourself. And I'm not saying you don't need to, but with everything, there's like these extremes where you can't even you're scared to even say anything or do anything because you're wondering if you can even trust this person that you're dating or meeting or trying to date. You've got to be able to feel safe around them from the very beginning. Otherwise, you need to leave and stop trying to make something happen. When you feel comfortable and safe around someone, that still doesn't mean that you're actually safe, but I think it'll show up. If you keep being honest and you keep talking to them about them being honest, and you listen to what they're saying, and you watch their actions, and you watch how they treat people and how they are around people. And like, I mean, I dated a guy for almost a year before I really, I mean, I had seen a couple of things, but I was back in that, stage of, oh, it's okay, it'll be okay, he's still okay. But when I saw him actually steal something in the store and then kind of act cocky about it and didn't even say anything to me about it, but I know he had to know I knew, because I saw it and I was standing there watching it, and we went through the checkout. It's like right then, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell him about it. I never told him about it. I never told him I saw it. That changed me. It changed me. It changed everything that I thought I liked about him. Man, I thought, if you would do this right in front of me, I don't know who you are. I just kind of woke up pretty quick. And when you do that, they're just like amazed. They're just like amazed, like, what? What do you mean, what? Oh. So you got to give time to things. If you really find somebody that you kind of really get along with and you really have an attraction and all these things line up, their sense of humor, you just feel good around them. You know, and there's going to be personality things, and um, but I'm saying don't be so picky that you just write off somebody who's really good for you. You want somebody who's good for you and that's good to you, but good for you. Like you can learn from them. They're going to tell you the truth about stuff that you need to correct, that you need to work on. They know how to do it where, you're not being accused, or, you've got to, it flows well back and forth, and you can help each other become the best people in life on the journey together. This is the goal. You can have fun together, but you can be serious together. You can have serious conversations that challenge both of you, and you both grow. And I mean, you need to be both spiritually. I searched a long time in this last dating time, which has been like 3 to 4 years now. I wanted somebody who not only just believed in God and like was born again, but I wanted somebody spirit filled. And that took me a while to find. And because there's so many people that believe, say they believe in Jesus and say all these things and say, but I wanted someone who actually heard God talking to them and pray in the Spirit and all these things. That's my preference. That's what I'm wanting, because that's what I believe the word says. Paul said, pray in the Spirit always. And that's what that is. It's the language, the spiritual language. You can't get around the truth of the word. And so many people deny all of that. And yeah, you can have Holy Spirit in you and not be Spirit filled. I mean, that's very much a part of how the word is interpreted. But anyway, that's my deal, and I found that, and later in life, this is the part where we say we don't want to settle. You got to figure out what areas it is that you don't want to settle in. It's different for everybody. But don't make it so difficult that you just start writing off people just because you're afraid they're a narcissist, just because maybe they're being overly honest with you about something. You may have something legitimately that you need to work on. I think we need to be open to that, ladies. I mean, we expect all these things out of these men, and yet we think we can just sit back and do like we've done for 40 years. I just don't think it's right. It takes both people to make the relationship work. So anyway, those are just some thoughts I had while I'm out here hanging out in the spark driving world. And so give me some comments. I take up for the men a lot in my videos, because I think there's a lot of women out there that are so progressively, their mind is like in la la land. They're not being in reality, and they're not taking enough accountability on their self, and to make adjustments and make changes. And of course, all of that doesn't mean you're a doormat. I'm very independent, and I've learned how to take care of myself more than I ever have before, but I still believe that the man is the head of the household. He's the protector, the provider, all that stuff that's all great and makes you all fluffy feeling. I like all of that. I want a man. And I want to be the proverbial woman, you know, that the Bible talks about. The businesswoman, all of that, and the home person, and teaching the younger women how to love their husbands and love their children. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the best at it, but I believe that that's what we should shoot for. So anyway, that's my thoughts for today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.